Now from the Reese's Red Bud Farms kitchen.
It is time for Sunday brunch. Joining us in the Reese's kitchen is Eric Himan with some delicious smelling food. Tell us about it. How's it going?
It's going really good. Glad to be back on here. Thanks so much for having me. I am making potato knishes.
Wow,
which
smell
is
great.
Oh, thank you. Which is a Jewish dish that I love and have made numerous times. I am a musician by trade, but I love to cook. And in about 2010, I just started remaking a lot of the things I grew up eating, which my grandfather made. A lot of Jewish classics: potato pancakes, potato knishes, lots of potatoes.
Very nice. Yeah, you can't go wrong with potatoes.
Yeah, but it's a super easy dish, and I want to show everybody how to do it. Basically, traditionally, you're using white potatoes, Idaho potatoes. And you also want to use white onions. It's good. Yeah. It kind of all ends up looking like the same color, but I decided to make it a little bit different. I'm using red onions. Red potatoes, sorry, and red
onions.
Onions, yeah. I knew I would get to the red onions. So what we do to start is we boil our red potatoes. I'm used to talking about potatoes. Red potatoes, and we boil them down, and then we mash them. But we don't add anything to them. We just keep them just like they are. Just mash it up, and then we're going to take a cup of that and add it to what is our dough. So basically, a potato knish has an inside of mashed potatoes, which is great.
Wow.
Because we always love mashed potatoes.
Definitely.
But we make a potato-based dough that we kind of wrap around it and then bake. So there's potato enriched in all of it.
I did not know what a knish was. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's great. And people sometimes make it a little bit thinner, so it has kind of like a croissant kind of thing. But I like dough, like pizza dough.
Nice.
So it's thick. So what we do is we add a cup of our already mashed potatoes to 3 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, and about a tablespoon of baking soda or baking powder. And we throw that in there, and then we mix it up, and we're going to add a little bit of water later, and then it becomes this dough, as you can see over here. That gets pretty thick, and we let that sit for a while, but you're going to mash this all up, as you can see. And then what happens from there is we let that sit once it becomes all doughy. So we'll give that a second. And we put our red onions in some butter, and we melt that down so it tastes really good. Traditionally, you don't see a lot of garlic in these, but I love the taste of garlic. And I'm a big fan of roasted garlic. So I put some roasted garlic salt in here, give it a nice smell. And then what we're going to do to add our filling is we're going to take our mashed potatoes and throw it in our onions, and that's it. That's our filling.
Wow.
So pretty simple. We have our filling, and then we'll have our dough. Pretty much combine it, and as you can see over here, I've added a little bit of parsley and some butter, and I've taken some of the red onions out and thrown them on top. It's beautiful, yeah.
It looks great, yeah. And we are going to come back a little later in the show. You're going to tell us more about Shalom Fest. You'll be out there involved. It's a perfect knishes to go along with it. But staying on the food theme, the